Side of the gymnasium. Railers out in their red and green warm-ups, red, white, and green warm-ups. Getting some shooting practice in. 10 minutes to go until game time. And the Danville Vikings in their home white uniforms tonight. They will be the home team on the scoreboard. That'll be something a little bit different. But, hey, Josh, this is about as close to normal as we've been in a couple of years. And let's not look a gift horse in the mouth tonight.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of nice to have some fans back. And as you watch college basketball on TV the last couple of weeks, and obviously NFL football and college football, it's sports a whole lot different when there's people watching in person.
I've been watching some of the Kevin Brown Classic or tournament from over at Washington on YouTube, and they've had a pretty full house over theirs. It's been nice to see people get out again, and the kids are going to, these kids are going to get to have the experience of playing in Roy S. Anderson with a pretty good crowd here tonight on a Wednesday night at Roy S. Danville out warming up, a school with an enrollment of nearly 1,400. At one time, they were in 4A. I think they've dropped back to 3A as far as the classification for basketball. Josh, this is a school that we started playing against back in 1936 when we were both members of the Big 12. Lincoln with the advantage in all those years, 58 victories, 36 defeats. One sticks in my craw. It was 1978 in the Super Sectional up at Horton Field. Hey, you don't forget there are certain games,
right,
like the Lanphier game. Sure. You played it at the convention center. There are games you never forget. That was one that's a loss you just never get over. I looked, though, in the 3 years you played here, I don't think you ever played against Danville.
No, I don't remember. If we did, it would have been in this tournament, because I know obviously we weren't in the Big 12 and at the Central State at that time. But, I don't remember at all Christmas tournaments or anything. So I just remember, I do remember coming here, I think, as a kid and watching, was it Keon Clark?
Yes.
Did he go to Danville? And
yeah.
I think I watched him here one time play, who went on to UNLV, and I think he got some time in the NBA a little bit too. But I do, that's one of the only things I remember about Danville, other than it's a good long ways up from here for a Monday night game and then go to school the next day.
That's true. It was not one of the favored trips when I was in high school and they were in the Big 12. That and the Mattoon trip was two trips you really didn't want to make,
Yeah.
But hey, they're here tonight, and Coach has put together. This is a really nice tournament, team-wise, talent-wise. A lot of quality opponents here, and we ought to get a pretty good gauge after this tournament about where our basketball team's at.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's that stellar team that sits out that's going to come in here and blow the doors off of anybody. As you can see this from the scores so far in the tournament, Jay, everything's been really pretty close. The largest margin has been the Railers and Cahokia on Monday nights. So, the Railers got Danville tonight, and then they'll take on Belleville-Altoff. I believe Altoff now, they lost both games so far, so they come in on Friday night 0-2. That's an 8:15 start if it's on time. You got 4 games here on Friday, so that's probably looking more toward 8:30 to 8:45 on Friday. But, hey, you're right. Kind of nice to have a pool over here and a pool over here. You got a bunch of teams you can take a look at here at Roy S. on Friday and Saturday, and a lot of basketball going on.
A lot of basketball going on. A lot of Railer alumni having some success out there. We've gotten to see Dylan Singleton a couple of times. Played pretty good against Bradley. Had a pretty good game again the other night for Missouri S&T. Of course, Caden Frobe getting the start for S&T. Glad to see that former Railers have gone on. Jermaine Hamlin playing down at Eastern Illinois for Marty Simmons. So, there's a lot of there are a lot of talented individuals who have gone through this program who have moved on to play at some level of college basketball, and it'll be interesting to see who the next level is. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and send it back to the station for a 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back here and wrap up the pregame show. Railers doing their final warm-up drill. Crowd clapping here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. We're moments away from game number 2 of the 2021-2022 season. And the Railers head down for a final confab with head coach Neil Alexander. 883 wins for Mr. Alexander. 650 victories at home for the Lincoln Rail Splitters. Josh, Neil's going to get to 900. Well, I hope it's this year. What if we can get him to 1,000? You think we can convince him to stay around that long?
I get a chance to speak with him usually before every game, and every once in a while I stop in just to see how things are going, and I don't ever hear of anything about, I'm done, I don't want to be, I'm tired or anything, and people ask me all the time, and I just think he's in a good spot, his grandchildren are older, and his kids are close now, and he's got a pretty good gig going on.
That's what I thought too, until he told me before the game tonight he was working on a plumbing issue himself. The activities director and head coach, that's right folks, was working on a plumbing issue before tonight's game. So, he's a man that does it all. Josh, what you've coached, so you've got the kids, and they were pretty excited after winning the way they did on Monday night. You've got a young team with not a lot of varsity experience. What do you do to prep them for the next game after that one? Because some kids are saying, hey, we won this game, but the minute that one's over, you got to start prepping for the next one.
Yeah, and I think the coaches do a good job of that. They're right away from the next day of practice, they're going through the game plan of what the coaches saw and trying to hone in on what Danville does well, and you really just kind of get that night to enjoy it, and then the next day you're off to the next game, which is nice here. They had a day of practice. Now they're going to come in and play here on Wednesday, and the coaches will figure out a way to motivate. That's as big a job as it is for a coach to teach. It's also a motivational part of it too. And if you're having to motivate the second game of the year, then we got worse issues than that.
But that win Monday night can do a whole heck of a lot for their confidence and their ability to handle the different pressure situations that they're going to see. It would be probably huge for this team to come out of this tournament 3-1 or 4-0 to walk away and say, hey, we did a pretty good job during that tournament. We still have things to work on. And Coach even said it, this team's going to look a lot differently, say, in January or February than it does right now.
Well, it's going to have to, Jay. I was looking through the schedule, and, boy, once we hit after Christmas, and who knows who's going to be in Collinsville, but you go to Rock Island, and you've got Quincy coming to town. I believe Lanphier comes to town. We've got SHG, I think, on the schedule again this year. So that second half schedule is going to be a nightmare.
Well, folks, we kick it off with game number 2 for the Lincoln Rail Splitters tonight against a quality opponent, the Vikings from Danville out of the Big 12. A regular foe during the Eaton Electrical tournament here, no longer the round robin, as we have 8 teams and 2 pools as the Danville Vikings go off to their coach and their bench. Tell you what, let's send it back to the studio for about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and we'll come back with the starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we gather here tonight in celebration of American sportsmanship and our precious way of life, and in honor of the many thousands of men and women who have served our nation and continue to serve our nation today, we ask you to please rise, face the colors of the flag. Gentlemen, remove your hats. We also invite all veterans and active members of the military to salute the flag as we present our national anthem.
Up at home, crank it up out at Walmart, crank it up on YouTube. Jay Harden, Josh Comnick alongside. We're getting ready for the Danville Vikings against our Lincoln Rail Splitters here in just a moment. We get ready for the starting lineups. Josh going to bring the starting lineups. Tell you what, Josh, this does feel a whole lot different than last year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's nice, and you get to look out and see some of the old alumni. A lot of alumni come back. Railers come back this time of year for Thanksgiving, and of course, you see a lot of familiar faces that are still in the crowd when I was playing. So it's good to see the fans here. Good to see the team gets to play in front of the fans, and hopefully for some good basketball here in 21-22 season.
I didn't want to point it out to him, but it has been 26 years since your first Eaton Electrical round-robin tournament.
I tend to feel that some days too. As my older ones are getting, or my sons are getting older, I tend to practice with them a little bit and they do a little more than I probably should.
Your mind says yes I can, and your body says no way, pal.
Yeah, when I can't beat them anymore, that's when I stop. First starting lineups for the Vikings will be the home team on the scoreboard. First man out is a 5'11" freshman, number 3, Javon Robinson.
Yeah, you're right. They don't have them listed as the home team on the scoreboard, do they? Or at least the
6'3" and a senior is number 5, Martez Rhodes. 5'11", another senior for Danville. Number 10 is Javen Mills. Number 11, 6'5" and a forward, junior O'Shawn Jones Winslow. And the man in the middle, 6'3" and a junior. Number 21 is Jonathan Ireland. The Vikings are coached by Mr. Darrell Robinson. Got a Railer alum checking in from Winter Haven, Florida. Mr. Brian Curry, we'll see him in just a couple weeks down in Collinsville. In a set for the Railers here. The Railers 1-0 on the season, victorious over the Comanches from Cahokia on Monday night by a score of 50-33. Cameron Kurtz bringing you the PA here at Coach Neil Alexander Court. The visitors on the scoreboard. First man out for head coach Neil Alexander is number 5, 6'3", and a senior, Paulus. Elijah Paulus. 9 points from this guy, number 24, 6'2", and a junior is Biven. Jake Biven. Leading scorer on Monday, 6'5", and a junior, number 34, Cook. Peyton Cook. 5'11", and a sophomore, number 2, is Gowan. Aiden Gowan, and 6'5", and a junior, number 22, Saucy. Tyler Saucy. Of course, the head coach of Neil Alexander, assisted by Eric Ewald, Greg Alexander, Brandon Farmer, Josh J. Mack McClellan, Zach Dom, and Gary Rademacher.
Opening tip brought to you tonight by Chicago Street Rentals, located at 1909 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Railers in the circle, out in their free throw lane. We'll have to watch the scoreboard. The Railers are listed as the visiting team, but the numbers line up on the home side of the scoreboard. So we'll have to watch the scoreboard to make sure we have the score right tonight, as we bring you exciting Lincoln Railer basketball from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, the Palace on Prim, 1000 Prim Road here in Lincoln.
Tough to get good help over there on the scores table. Derek Young over there.
Peyton Cook and Winslow in the center circle. 3 officials ready to go. The opening tip controlled by, batted around, and Elijah Paulus will chase it down in front of the Lincoln bench. Paulus the basketball, goes right wing, Biven underneath Cook, good position. Cook double, triple team, got hacked on the arm, and there will be a foul on Danville, and a foul on number 21, 6'3", Jonathan Ireland. Josh, good job of Peyton getting himself open underneath the basket.
Yeah, Coach runs that play where he likes to screen across and bring the big guy over underneath, and Peyton got it. Wasn't a great pass to him, but kind of got himself underneath the backboard, Jay, and didn't really have a shot, but gained it and then was fouled by Danville.
Paulus, right wing Saucy. Saucy out front, Biven. Biven to Gowan. Gowan, Paulus in front of the bench, Danville bench. Inside Cook, kicks it back out. Cook, Gowan, the 3 on the way. Around and out, no good. A rebound to number 5, and that is Rhodes. Martez Rhodes, a 6'3" junior.
Yeah, probably one of their more consistent shooter. Gowan, I was here for Meet the Railers, and he had a couple from deep there. Tried to get it going early for the Railers, but just couldn't get it to go.
Javon Robinson, boy, for a freshman, he's put together. 5'11", looks like he's about 165, 170. Danville works the basketball around. Robinson in the corner to Miles. Miles to Robinson, long 3 on the way, front of the iron. Cook had position, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll go to Lincoln. Looks like it may have hit the support. And now Lincoln will face the Danville pressure.
Yeah, and like we expected, Jay, a full court pressure, man-to-man. They're even guarding the out-of-bounds guy, and it's going to see who for the Railers can handle this type of pressure, and all night long.
And now they go into, looks like a 1-2-2 zone press. Ahead to Gowan, we break it. Gowan double team, throws the ball away. Miles almost picked it up. Saucy got it in the backcourt, and that will be a backcourt violation on Lincoln, and a turnover by the Rail Splitters.
Yeah, kind of got it in that bad spot. They broke the press rather easily by the pass, and then got Aiden here not in a great spot, right on the sideline. Didn't really have anywhere to go, and then the Vikings quickly trapped him and caused a turnover. First turnover for the Railers.
Miles to Robinson. Rhodes, left wing, number 21 will put that up. That'll be Ireland, back of the iron. Rebound to Danville, up and good, and it looked like Robinson got the rebound up and in.
Yeah, that time Cook and Paulus under there battling against the rebound. It kind of came out of Cook's hands.
Saucy quickly ahead to Cook. Cook back outside Saucy, nearly knocked away. Out front, Paulus. Paulus out left wing, Saucy. Saucy double team, cross court, Gowan. Gowan, Biven. Gowan, Biven. Out front, Saucy. Gowan, fake the 3, up. And no, that was a nice fake. Good shot. Didn't get it to go down. Battle between Cook and Ireland. And Ireland not real happy with getting tied up there.
Little jump ball there, but you like to see Cook. Good job. A nice head fake here by Gowan. Another open 3 of him. Just couldn't get it to go down. But Cook battling underneath on the offensive boards. And, Jay, if you don't get a lot of easy baskets, that's one way to get one, is getting on the offensive board. Turnover, Danville here in full court press as Biven and Gowan providing some pressure. But you a lot of offensive rebound is just outworking the guy that's trying to box you out, and that time Cook was able to do that.
Saucy inbounds the ball to Paulus in the backcourt. Paulus works against Miles. Paulus against the man-to-man. Oh, and lost the ball trying to get the pass off to Saucy. Up ahead, Miles down the lane, throws it up underneath the backboard, but there's going to be a foul called on Lincoln. It'll be a 2-shot foul. Foul looks like it may be on Jake Biven. Yep. Jake Biven, his first, team's first. And that will send J.J. Miles, Javon Miles, the 5'11 senior, to the free throw line. Miles, first one up and good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. That puts Danville up 3-0 with 5:39 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, as we said earlier, that first game, Danville shot the ball real well, 50% from the field, 50 from three, and 10 of 11 from the free throw line. So a team that can put it in the rim.
Second one up and no good. Ball in the lane, ball on the floor. Saucy knocks it back in bounds, but I think he was on the line, and that's going to go back to Danville.
Yeah, that time Paulus didn't get the box out on the rebound, and the Vikings get it back off the rebound, or off the free throw.
Miles kicks it out to Ireland. Ireland around Gowan. Gowan reached in, almost nearly called for a foul. Out front to Winslow.
But Gowan's lightning quick.
Robinson, yes.
And side to side.
Ireland in the corner, and shot by Rhodes is no good. Rebound goes to Paulus, and Paulus is going to get fouled by Miles. Well, as one of my coaching friends would say, get him a saddle for that one.
Well, and we may need it there. First foul on, looks like Jones Winslow.
Oh, that was on Winslow, yes.
Yeah. Boy, we're having trouble getting it in already here, Jay, and the Railers. A lot of long passes, and a lot of times against a aggressive full-court press, that doesn't help.
And Biven had his pocket picked from behind by Miles, and a turnover goes to Danville. Ireland in the backcourt. Ireland, Robinson. Robinson against the Lincoln pressure, and he went back behind the 10-second line. Backcourt violation on Danville.
They were kind of trading turnovers here. Jay, just a three-point lead for Danville. Railers yet to get on the scoreboard with 4:56 here left.
Biven inside Cook. Cook with great position, and he got fouled.
Yeah, that's two on Jones Winslow. No, yeah, Jones Winslow, 6'5" junior. So some of the size that Danville has, Cook's got a chance to go for free throw line here and cash in on that. So Jones Winslow with his second. Looks like Coach Robinson's going to go to the bench and then get him out of there.
Cook, the shooting foul, 6'5" junior at the line, and it rattles it home.
Yeah, nice soft touch there by Cook. Good spin on the basketball, hits the front of the rim and rolls in.
Nice to see the development of Peyton Cook. Had some nice moves on Monday night's game, including a nice turnaround, about 8-foot turnaround in the lane where he knocked it down. Second one goes down.
Decent bloodlines to be coming through, don't you say, Jay?
I would think so, yes.
Kind of like a Harden running around. Travel.
Oh, that was a travel in the backcourt by Miles, no call. Rhodes, and a 10-second call.
I don't know if that was a little quick or he's making up for it because he missed the travel right in front of him as he drugged that foot. So Danville with 4 turnovers now, and the Railers with a little excitement after Cook gets the 2 free throws to go. Just a 30 for Danville, and another turnover caused by that Railer defense.
Hey, Josh, any timeout is a great time for ice cream. So when you're out and about, stop by Top Hat Creamery, located at 513 Pulaski Street. Across from down here, they look a little ice cream deficient tonight. I think you need to stop after the game, get them a couple of cones.
We could do that. It's right on the way home.
There you go, Top Hat Creamery.
Grab a pizza and some ice cream and be ready to roll.
You know, we talked about this team struggling on offense. They've gotten some looks at the basket, just couldn't get the shots to go down. But their defense right now is keeping them in the basketball game.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing, too, Jay, as we'll go through the season and we'll run through lapses of scoring the basketball. Just because I think it's going to be hard to find some easy baskets for the Railers. Just don't have that guy that can really get to the basket hard and finish around the rim. And if that D can keep you in games, you got a chance.
Oh, good position by Cook, up and good. A good look from Gowan. And Cook gets the basket underneath as Danville brought in Quentin Alblinger, a 6'4" kid, and he lost Cook.
Well, and you look through Jay of Gowan a little bit, just from the couple shots he's made, a couple nice passes, super aggressive on defense. No lack of confidence for the sophomore.
Rhodes the basketball out front against the Lincoln pressure. Ireland left wing. Back out front, Robinson, the freshman. Robinson against Gowan, goes right wing Rhodes. to Robinson. Robinson, long three on the way. Back of the iron. Ball long. Rebound goes to Rhodes. Rhodes will kick it to Ireland. Ireland down the lane. Up and over. Cook, no good. And Peyton Cook to rebound. That's it. Spread yourself out, Peyton. Ahead to Saucy. Saucy back to Polis. Danville continues the backcourt pressure. Now Polis gets it across the timeline. Knocked away by Ireland. Ireland picks up the basketball. Goes against Polis down the lane. 10-foot fadeaway turnaround. No good. Rebound Cook again.
Yeah. I think you're going to have to call on a little bit of maybe Biven and also Aiden Gowan to come up and handle the basketball. We got nobody in the middle here to break this press.
And now a 10-second call against the rail splitters in the backcourt.
Yeah, and here's a little bit of that inexperience we talked about, Jay, for this part of the season, especially. Not a lot of varsity guys coming back, and we didn't have anybody in the press breaker. Kind of discombobulated on where to go, and which resulted in that turnover.
We have a timeout on the floor, and I think this may be the mask timeout. So let's send it back to the station for a brief timeout. We'll be back in 1 minute. Lincoln up 4-3, 3:24 to go here in quarter number one. Mass timeout just called by the officials. Danville basketball in front of the Lincoln student section. They bring in number 23, Anthony Gaillard, a 5'10 senior. Miles kicks it out to Robinson, and now looks like Danville going to spread things out a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like they've also brought in Quentin Alblinger, another junior, 6'4".
Rhodes the basketball in front of the Lincoln bench, hands it off to Gaillard. Gaillard, left wing Miles, down in the corner, out front Robinson. Robinson, Gaillard. Gaillard inside Alblinger, ball, he put the ball on the floor, knocked away by Gowan, good defense by Aiden Gowan. Stevens picks it up. Darren Stevens, a sophomore in the basketball game. Lincoln still trying to get the ball in the front court. Knocked away by Danville, and another 10-second call.
Yeah, it just looks a little bit of lack of aggressiveness, I think. You know, it looked like Darren, when they're playing a man-to-man press and you're one-on-one with your guy, you just got to beat your guy, right? They're not coming over to press or trap with another player. It's just one-on-one, and I think Gowan might be one of the guys that's quick enough to get by his guy on the dribble, and he's back here by us. Jay has got to come up and help try to break this press.
Robinson the basketball to Miles in front of the Lincoln bench. Miles, Robinson. Robinson to Miles. Danville being very patient here. And Gaillard lost the ball to Cook. Good defense by Peyton Cook. And now Lincoln gets the ball across the timeline. The crowd breathes a sigh of release. Biven had it knocked away, goes down the lane. Cook. 8-foot turnaround up, no good. Rebound Biven, ball on the floor, battle for it. Biven kicks it out to Polis on the left wing. Polis, Stevens, Gowan, Biven. Back to Stevens. Railers run the weave out front. Gowan, Polis to Stevens. Stevens looks inside. Down the lane, Biven, layup time, no, Cook to tip in!
Yeah, great job by Cook. He is staying around that rim. We talked about it already. One offensive rebound on the tie-up for Cook, but that time he barely got it at almost a goaltend, Jay. He tipped it real close to the rim, but good job by Cook of staying around the rim.
6-3 the Lincoln lead, 1:21 to go here in the quarter. Down the lane, Rhodes up and no good. Tipped around by Cook, and it's going to go to, Lincoln. I'm not so sure Cook didn't hit it last, but we'll take it.
6'3", Cook leading, right? He's the only guy on the scoreboard, I think, for the Railers so far. So Peyton doing a good job on the offensive rebound, and we talked about it, this man-to-man press with the lack of ball handling that right now, at least, that we have. We've got to find some guys that can get that ball across half court.
Into the game, Tahani Jones, number 31, in for Danville, a 5'10 junior. Down to Jalen Conway in the game. Conway to Stevens. Stevens nearly traveling the backcourt to Polis, quickly up the floor. Polis, Bivin, 3 on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound, Ireland.
Yeah, good shot there. The Railers did a good job that time of breaking the press. Got away from those first initial guys, and then a nice pass ahead from Polis to Bivin, and the shot looked good. It was just in and out.
Under a minute to play, clock in the red. Ireland out front against Bivin. Bivin all over him, all over him, all over him. Out front, Jones. Jones, Ireland, a 25-footer, up, no good, barely hit the backboard. Good. Jones, the rebound, throws it up and threw it over the basket. And what are they going to say? I thought maybe Cook got a piece of it. Nope, looks like we're going to go Lincoln basketball with 40 seconds.
I think he got the rebound and thought he was going to have a nice angle, and then all of a sudden the long arms of Cook come up, and he tried to side over the top. Well, it was way over the top of Cook.
A little bit too much arch on that one.
Yeah.
Polis quickly up the floor. Bivin, great pass to Conway. And Conway looks, back out front, Stevens. 3 on the way, no, back of the iron. Rebound, Bivin, good rebound, up and good.
Yeah, good job of Jake. That's one thing he can do. He's just kind of feisty, and he's quick underneath, plus he's really well built.
And Bivin with the steal down the lane. Oh, gave up the layup, gets it back up and good. 10-3 the Lincoln lead. 8, 7, 6 seconds to go. Ireland. Goyard lost the ball, tries to throw it up. Conway knocks it away, and that will end the first quarter with Lincoln up 10-3 on the Danville Vikings. We'll be back in 1 minute. Jay Hart and Josh Komnick back here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, visiting with Railer alum Jeff Nelson, a member of some very good mid-'80s Railer teams. Lincoln up 10-3. Josh, a little concerning, and I tell you what, if you're scouting this game, you might want to put as much pressure as you can in the backcourt on Lincoln. We had trouble getting it across the line.
Well, but I think you saw as it's gone by, Jay, we've kind of figured out what works.
Inside, good pass, Bivin to Paulus, up and good.
And once you get comfortable a little bit, it might take a few possessions or a quarter or something. The thing is that the Railer defense has kept them close and has stopped the Vikings, so you're able to kind of feel out what Danville's got.
Jaden Klopp into the game for Peyton Cook as he comes in. And Josh, you're right. It looks like they've gotten a little more comfortable pushing the ball up the floor and taking advantage of the Danville pressure.
Yeah, they have, and Danville is really just, like I said, just a man-to-man pressure. And once you get by your guy, another guy starts to come, then somebody's got to be open. And we've kind of, like I say, got a lot more comfortable with where we're going to be open and who's going to be open.
Robinson to Jones. Jones trap, and they've got him tied up. And jump ball called. And the possession will favor Danville. 12-3 the Lincoln lead. 7:12 to go here in quarter number 2. Peyton Cook, the leading scorer for Lincoln, on the bench with 6. Jake Bivin 4, Elijah Paulus 2. Miles inbounds to Robinson. Robinson to Jones. Jones between the circles. Left wing Robinson to Jones. Jones in the corner. Miles. Robinson. Miles.
Well, the Railers have pushed Danville way out. You're you're 3 feet behind the three-point line.
Miles just hit a 27-footer in front of the Lincoln bench, and that will make the score 12-6. Javon Miles with a 27-footer ahead quickly. Lincoln the basketball to Klopp. Klopp out front, Stevens. Stevens, Paulus. Paulus, Conway. Biven. Jake Biven, great spark here during the first part of this basketball game. Out front, Conway. Conway to Biven. To Paulus. Paulus, Stevens. Stevens. Biven. Biven to Paulus. Out front, Conway to Stevens. Stevens, Paulus down the lane, and now ball knocked away, and the turnover to go to Danville.
Yeah, and here's a lineup now, Jay, where it's a new lineup. It's a different group of guys out there. Where do you get your scoring? Who's going to get the ball to, obviously Cook's not in there now, who's got 6 points for us off the start of the game. And here's a lineup where Coach brings in where you've got Gowan and Cook now on the Saucy on the bench. Where do our points come from?
Robinson throws the ball in the corner. Jones to Miles. Miles way out front. They're not even looking really much inside, are they, Josh?
No, they haven't looked really. I thought they got it inside a couple times early on, but now they have really looked to just be three-point shooters, and the Railers have really extended them out from deep.
Jones, Guyard in the lane against Klopp. Good defense by Jaden. Klopp throws it up, didn't get it. Ball batted around. Ball knocked out of there, and I think it's going to go Lincoln basketball.
Well, who's under there? You got Klopp and Biven under there battling for the rebounds again for the Railers.
Jake Biven going to go out. Aiden Gowan coming in, so it'll be an interesting guard combination out there with Gowan and Conway. Stevens to inbound the basketball. Here comes Polis to get it. Polis in the backcourt. Now Danville's going to double team against with that zone press. Quickly ahead to Conway, almost thrown away. Conway, Klopp. Klopp looks, drives down the lane, lays it up and good! Jaden Klopp, the aggressive move, gets the deuce.
Well, and I think Jaden can do that a lot more. He does not look to score much. Really a rebounder, a defensive player for the Railers. But man, you could see that whole lane on the sideline was wide open for him. He had to take one dribble and go up and shoot it, and he did.
Guyard out front, Robinson to Miles. Miles against Gowan. Drives down the lane. Is that going to be a charge? No. Blocking foul on Klopp.
(14-6) Railers up. 4 minutes and 49 seconds left here.
First foul on Jaden Klopp. Out front, Robinson the basketball. Robinson against Conway. Conway picked off momentarily by Jones. Inside Rhodes, 15-foot turnaround, up and bounces around. Ball batted around, and Stevens comes out with the basketball. Stevens in trouble. Ahead quickly to Gowan. Gowan gets it back to Stevens. Stevens, left-hand dribble to Polis. Polis in front of the Danville bench. Gowan, Conway, and now Railers begin to run their offense.
Yeah, they put Martez Rhodes now at the free throw line, and he had 19 points last night, so it's got to be a guy that you might think that can do some damage there.
Back cut to Stevens, but two Danville players got their hands on it. Rhodes ends up with the basketball. Kicks it way out to Guyard. Guyard misses the shot. Klopp a good rebound. Good box out by Jaden Klopp. And Railers starting to push the ball a little bit. We'd like them to push the ball. Great pass inside, up and good by Polis.
Yeah, they run the floor. Danville not running the floor, and the Railers that time had Klopp and Paulus there for putbacks.
Ball batted around. Railers come out with it. Paulus had 2-on-2, didn't have the numbers. Kicks it back out to Conway. Gowan, Stevens. Conway right wing. Out front, Paulus. Paulus against Jones. Danville playing man-to-man defense. Right wing, Stevens. Stevens inside Klopp. Klopp free throw line. Double team. Three on the way by Gowan. Got it. Aiden Gowan, and that'll put Lincoln up 19-6 with 3:15 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice ball move by the Railers. You saw the coach called the three-point play.
That is our first Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer of the night. Robinson the long three, and he got it. About a 25-footer right in front of the Lincoln student section, 19-9.
He was our leading scorer on Monday, Jay, and he had 3. He was 3 of 3 from three-point line, so definitely a guy the Railers have got to pay attention to. Stevens
gets it across the timeline.
You always hear the crowd get a little anxious about that 6-second call or 6-second countdown from not quite getting it over half court. The student section starts to get a little nervous.
Josh, I think this is part of having a young team. They may not recognize in the backcourt that they've got numbers if they can get the ball ahead. Gowan three-pointer again. No, back of the iron, rebound Miles. And Lincoln doesn't get back on defense, and now Klopp comes in, and he's going to get called for the foul. Not much else he could do there.
Well, you see a lot of guys, even for Danville and the Railers, really sucking wind right now. They're hands on their knees, and you could see the Railers couldn't get back there. It looked like Paulus asking for a break. Klopp really getting tired too, and that's part of the first couple games. You know, Jay, is that practice is one thing, but it's nothing like a game.
And we've got a timeout on the floor with 2:17 to go. Any timeout is a great time for ice cream. Visit Top Hat Creamery across from Gazzardo's. Let's send it back to the station for a 1-minute timeout. Lincoln up 19-9 here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Jay Hart and Josh Komnick bring you all the action tonight on WLCN, WLCN.com, the Mixler app, and of course our YouTube channel. Number 23 at the line for Danville, Anthony Guiara, 5'10" senior. And the first one is up and good. Correction, no good.
They're throwing us off here a little, Jay.
I know they are. Folks, if you can't see the scoreboard, the home numbers there are our kids with their points, but we're the visiting team for the score, so it's throwing us off a little bit. Peyton Cook with a good rebound. They missed the second of 2 free throws. And a good pass to Saucy. Saucy, 15-footer, good! A great move down the floor, and Tyler Saucy nails the 15-footer.
Well, and one thing they're doing a little more movement now, Jay. Saucy passed it off to Biven and didn't stand for the reverse pass back to him. He just cut through the middle, and he's wide open.
Gillard, out front Robinson. Gowan on him to Ireland. Robinson. Lincoln has given up only 9 points to a team that scored 83 in their opening game. Rhodes traveled with the basketball.
Yeah, finally got one of them. There seems to be several turnovers, or not turnovers, but travels have taken place, and refs, it's the first couple games for the refs too. I guess you got to give them a little leeway.
Paulus in the backcourt, kicks it ahead to Biven. Paulus, and Paulus will bring it up against the Danville pressure. Now the trap at half court to Cook. Saucy, Gowan in the corner. Gowan back out front, Saucy. Again, Danville in the man-to-man, and the Railers go into a motion offense. There's Biven, inside Saucy at the free throw line. Inside Cook, triple team, 5-foot turnaround, no good, back of the iron. Rebound will go to Robinson.
Yeah, I just don't know that Cook's at that point in his development yet to post up on the block. Not quite strong enough.
And the long bomb by Miles. They nail the three, and it's 24-12, the Lincoln lead. Tyler Saucy brings it up in a hurry. Oh, stopped awful quick. Up front to Biven. Biven gets knocked over. And the foul will go against Ireland. And I believe that will be his second foul.
Yeah, fourth foul on the Vikings. The Railers up 21-12 here, 51 seconds left in the half, and you're always at this point in the game or in the quarter, 51 seconds, awful lot of time to try and hold it, which they do not, and throw it away.
Inside to Cook, ball thrown away. Ireland looked like he might have traveled with the ball going down the lane, and on the end line, they go back to Lincoln.
Yeah,
with 43 seconds.
You notice Jake Biven throws the ball away here, but he's the guy that sprints back and breaks up the pass that probably stops a layup, but now Vikings turn it over. So give Jake some credit. You always say, if you're going to make a mistake, make up for it, and he definitely did there.
Saucy to Polis. Polis quickly ahead to Cook. There's the guy in the middle. Cook takes it down the lane. I think he got an extra step there. It was one of those Euro steps, and refs caught that one.
Yeah, I like the aggressive play by Cook. Just one more dribble, and he goes and finishes that thing. But again, we've had the ball twice now with a chance probably to take the last shot in the half, which Coach Alexander loves to do, and we've turned it over twice.
Rhodes, Robinson, Rhodes inside Guyard. Guyard didn't take a wide open 15-footer. Miles, Robinson out front to Miles. Miles in front of the scorer's table. Now they go into their offense. Kick it corner. Ireland long three on the way. He got it with 8 seconds to go. Lincoln on the move very quickly and threw the ball away under the Danville basket. Doggone it. 5.2 seconds to go. Lincoln up 21-15 right before the end of the first half. Danville inbounds the basketball underneath their own basket. Out front, Robinson. Robinson, the long three. What a archer off the backboard. No. And at the end of the first half, it is Lincoln 21, Danville 15. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the Josh Comnick Brown Incorporated Schneider Chiropractic halftime show.
choreographed by Rachel Morrow and Lydia Rowland. Thank you, ladies, and please help the Raylettes in wishing Michaela Cohen a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, Michaela.
Jay Harden, Josh Comnick with the Ground Incorporated Schneider Chiropractic halftime show back here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Josh, the Emmy Realty list of the game, might as well start with that. We talked about this. Ball handling was number one on our list tonight of the keys to the game, and we've seen at times pretty good ball handling and at other times not so good. So that's going to be something they're going to work on all year long.
Yeah, it is, and you're going to see different types of pressure. You know, this is a full court man that gets after you the full length of the court, and then you're going to see probably at some point in the season you're going to see a zone press, kind of like what the Railers do. So they're going to get pressured. There's no question about it, and And word travels throughout the coaching ranks that certain people can do this, certain teams can do this, and word will travel fast that the Railers struggle at this point with some pressure. We've seen, as you said, we've seen glimpses where they'll go and they'll be aggressive, and we end up getting some layups out of some aggressive ball handling and breaking the press. And then we've also seen where we've kind of given it up and given Danville some easy baskets as well.
Second key to the game was Peyton Cook, leading scorer right now with 6 points. We've seen him get in position, get some baskets. He's been aggressive. Yeah, he's had a couple of the traveling call, but he's been in position to get rebounds. Peyton Cook, not a bad game so far, not a bad half.
No, and you've said the development of Peyton last year would have never been around the rim. I think it just would have got shoved out a lot last year, and this year he's putting on a few pounds. Really good athlete, jumps well. I saw him meet the Railers way over the rim during some warm-ups, and as you saw on the tip back, Jay, he was up by the rim on that, so got some long arms, and he's going to have to be a go-to guy for the Railers this season. He's going to have to be 10 to 15 every night with probably 5 to 7 rebounds, and a guy that the Railers can go to. As you saw, they went to him several times early on for plays underneath, and he was able to convert.
Last thing we talked about was getting to the line. We thought immediately we were going to have success. Peyton got it originally fouled early on and was able to get to the line. Part of that, though, I mean, 2 parts of that, Josh, not getting to the line. One, you've got to get the ball across half court to probably get to the line. And the other thing is, once you get it across half court, you can't be turning the ball over anymore. You're going to have to get to the line. And Danville didn't get back sometimes on defense, and the buckets we got were pretty well wide open layups. Yeah,
when we've broken the press, Jay, we've gotten easy, I shouldn't say easy, but pretty good high percentage shots. It's when we've, not broken it, as you said, turned it over or gotten into half-court game where we've still got some good looks. I mean, Gowan 1 for 3 from three-point land. He's got 1 to go, but has a couple good looks. Really nobody else able yet to kind of get free.
Josh, we saw Tyler Saucy do it on one of the breaks. He stopped at the free throw line and shot it. I was always taught by coaches, if you were going to be in the middle of the break, bringing the ball up, if you were going to stop at the free throw line, shoot it from there or dish it off, or if you weren't going to dish it off, take it right onto the hole. I thought he did the right thing. He stopped at the free throw line, knocked down a nice 15-footer.
Well, and I think that's where he's at his best. 15 feet around that rim, and around that free throw line area. He caught it, and there was no hesitation. Nice fluid jump shot, and what that was broken off the press. He passed it ahead. He didn't stand. He kind of cut toward the hoop, and I think Bivin gave him a nice pass there at the free throw line, and we've had good opportunities to score when we've handled the ball.
What do you think Neal is contemplating doing here? What changes might he make in the second half? He doesn't like giving up those points at the end of the first half. They had opportunities to take the ball away from Danville for the remainder of the half and get the last shot, but they didn't get it done.
Yeah, and ball security on in any sport is tough, and always you hear about quarterbacks. If we don't turn it over, we'll be all right. Well, we kind of turned it over here, and we gave up a couple points down the stretch. But that's going to be a work in progress, I think, as the season goes on making that right call. You had, like we talked about earlier in the pregame, you had Dylan to make that call for a long time here, and you get it into him, and coach didn't really have to tell him much. Just, hey, about under 45 seconds, we're holding for the last shot.
One thing we've seen so far from Danville is, yes, they put pressure on the ball, but we haven't seen that frantic pressure, the one where it's just all out, guys all swarming all over you. It'll be interesting to see if that does come, how we react to it, and if we recognize that, hey, there may be, if they've got 3 guys on somebody else has to be open. We may be able to take advantage of it. We did take advantage of it a few times in the first half.
I think the more we run our offense, Jay, obviously no shot clock in high school basketball in Illinois at this point, but the more we run our offense, I think the less Danville is really worried about playing defense.
Yeah.
They're not a defensive stopper. They gave up 78 to Belleville Altoff in the first game. They don't want to play much defense, so I think if we keep working our offense, we got a good chance to score.
Hey, let's remind you of our fine sponsors, Mike Mosky Auction Service, phone 217-519-3959, or go to moskyauction.com. Top Hat Creamery, stop up there for some good ice cream right across from Gazzardo's in the Arcade Plaza. Heartland Community College is Lincoln's community college. At Heartland, you get the personal attention and support you need to be a successful student. Discover Heartland, discover your future. Visit heartland.edu/Lincoln. Worth & Associates Realtors, honest, caring realtors, serving Lincoln and Logan County since 1974. Call 217-735-3411 or go to worthrealtors.com. Let's send it back to the station for this 1-minute timeout. We'll be back with the second half. Lincoln ahead, 21-15 as halftime winds down here at Royce Anderson Gymnasium, and the red and green clad Railers in their road uniforms. The road team tonight here at Royce Anderson Gymnasium. Break the huddle with Coach Neil Alexander as the coaching staff done with their halftime preparation. Danville, their home whites, come back onto the floor again. Lincoln up 21-15, and now they have corrected the scoreboard. So when our producer, director, cameraman Lloyd Kirby shows it to you, it is Lincoln, the guest team, and now they've put the Lincoln players and points on the proper side. Ball in the corner, inside, Cook up and good. Great pass from Biven to Cook. Peyton positioned himself well in the lane. 23-15, the Lincoln lead. 7:50 to go in a ball game.
Yeah, it seems like when we've ran our set plays, Jay, we've gotten a high percentage shot. Not all of them have gone in, but the ones going to Cook have.
Ireland knocked away by Gowan. Take it home, Aiden. Layup time. And dribbled it off his knee and out of bounds.
Yeah, great steal by Gowan. Just couldn't, got going too fast, I think. That kid is so fast. Just kind of, the ball was behind him and he was still going.
You know, we got a 30-second timeout on the floor. And looking at Neil is kind of like me. As Neil's excited, you go, go, go. And then that happens and all the air just rushes out of your body. You know? And you've got to, you've got a young basketball team as a coach, and you're pleased with the defense and the aggressiveness. But Josh, part of being a varsity player, any player at any level, is finishing plays.
Yeah, you're right. And you hear about high school players going to college and college going to pros. The speed of the game is a different level now, where he's used to playing. Just a sophomore, didn't have any freshman time. Went right to sophomore last year as a freshman, and now a sophomore playing varsity. The speed and athleticism of this game is totally different.
And make no mistakes, folks, Aiden Gowan's going to be a very good basketball player before he's done here at Lincoln High School.
Yep.
He's pretty good now as a sophomore, but he's just going to get better. In the corner, Ireland, three on the way. Back of the iron, Rhodes, the nice rebound underneath. Cook swatted away, and I think he's going to get called for the foul. Let's see.
Yeah, that's really one of the first times we've really gotten beat on the boards. That time, Rhodes underneath there. Man, he's got a wide receiver body. I don't know if he plays football, but Rhodes is well put together, 6'3", senior, and he got up there higher than anybody that we've got.
They don't list his weight, but he's got to be probably 180, maybe 190. He's put together.
At least, yeah.
First free throw is up and good. Foul was on Tyler Sassi, his first, team's first of the second half. That'll send Rhodes to the free throw line. Martez Rhodes made the first one. Second one, Isaac. Up and nice touch, makes them both, and that'll make the score 23-17. And ball knocked away in the backcourt by Danville. It'll remain Lincoln basketball. Darrell Robinson wanted the call his way, didn't get it. Saucy the basketball, inbounds it in front of the Lincoln bench. Backcourt Paulus, three Danville players on him. Biven quickly up the floor, recognized he had some numbers, drives down the lane, kicks it back out Cook. Smart play, out front Paulus, Gowan. Paulus between the circles. Ireland on him, Danville in a man-to-man. Paulus, left wing Biven, Saucy, Saucy to Gowan. Gowan in front of the Lincoln bench. Pass inside, Cook knocked away. Gowan chases it down in the corner against Ireland, knocked away. And it'll stay Lincoln basketball.
Yeah, tipped away there. And, you'd notice the pass that went to Gowan on the press breaker was long. That time, the pass from Gowan to Cook was way too long there. Gowan's got to get a little bit closer to Cook to make that pass just easier.
Ball inbounds to Cook. Bivin, left wing Saucy, out front Polis. Polis to Gowan. Gowan looks. Saucy to Polis. Polis, Gowan, faked the shot. Back out front, Tyler Saucy. Elijah Polis, Bivin left wing, looking inside Cook. Polis, Bivin will take it. 10-footer up and no good. Ball batted around inside, and Danville comes out with it. Robinson, the freshman, comes out with it to Miles to Ireland. 6:12 to go here in the third quarter. And Robinson against the Lincoln pressure. Kicks it to Ireland out at the half-court line. Ireland, Miles. Miles looked inside for Rhodes for a second. Rhodes behind the Lincoln defense right now, but Cook watching him. Ireland, Robinson. Rhodes now out on the wing. And ball knocked away. Picked up by Miles. Ireland, long three, up and no good. Ball batted around, knocked out of bounds. Going to be Lincoln basketball.
Well, and I think a little bit of the Vikings on defense, they get tired of playing defense, and the Railers, I thought the last shot by Bivens a good shot. There on offense, they kind of get tired of working the ball around a little bit too. I didn't think that was a great shot by Danville, but credit the Railers for staying sound in their defense and hopefully get a score here.
Polis lost the basketball ahead to Miles. Miles is going to lay it up. Gowan tried to get back, couldn't get him in time, and that'll make it 23-19, the Lincoln lead. Danville closes it to 4. Bivin in the backcourt, still in the backcourt. Saucy in the backcourt. Polis kicks it ahead to Gowan. Gowan trapped in front of the Lincoln bench to Cook in the corner. Cook trapped in the corner. Inside Saucy. Saucy, the 5-foot turnaround. He got past it and went down.
Yeah, nice play there by Saw. I'm not sure that was the play or how it worked, but we got Tyler in the post, and not a guy that normally goes to the post, but Cook had to get rid of it because he was in the corner, and Saucy turned and shot it, got fouled, and the ball got in. So big shot there by Saucy going up for the three-point play now.
Foul on Jonathan Ireland, his third, the team's first of the second half, and Tyler Saucy knocks the free throw down, and that will bring in Anthony Gaillard, the senior, in for Jonathan Ireland. So they take some size out of the basketball game and some bulk too.
Well, remember too, Jones Winslow sat out most of the first half, Jay, with foul trouble. So we'll see if he makes much of a difference on for the Danville Vikings.
Miles in the backcourt, Robinson. Jones Winslow back in the basketball game here in the second half, working the baseline. Works the baseline against Saucy. There is Winslow. Winslow to Miles. Miles kicks it back out against the Lincoln defense. Good defense by Jake Bivin. Nearly stepped on the half-court line, backing up. Gaillard, left wing to Miles. Miles can shoot it. He'll drive baseline and got fouled. Got pushed on the baseline. Ball will be on the floor. And I think the foul may go against Peyton Cook. Nope, foul's on Elijah Polis. Elijah Polis.
Looked like it should have been on Cook.
That's what I thought too, but what do I know? And ball batted around. Saucy in there battling around. Knocked out by Danville. Will go to Lincoln basketball. With the Lincoln lead 26-19. Saucy inbounds the basketball. Now he does to Polis. Polis is going to get trapped there in the corner to Saucy. Tyler will kick it ahead quickly to Bivin. Bivin takes it across the half-court line. Got numbers. Goes down the lane. Got hacked. Didn't get the call. Tips it back in on the battle for the rebound. Ahead to Danville. They're going to lose it. Oh, no. Saved by Gaillard right into Polis. Polis quickly to Saucy. Bivin. Bivin down the lane again to Cook. Cook spin move in the lane. Up and good! Peyton Cook, a nice spin move there off the baseline. Makes it 28-19.
Yeah, good job by Bivin of breaking the press that time and drawing Cook's man, and then he dished it off to Peyton, and Peyton did a good job with a nice spin move.
Oh, Gaillard almost was stolen by Gowan. Throws the ball up. Ball tipped around. Cook in there aggressively. Ball on the floor. Rhodes grabs it, and now Cook grabs it out of the air. And the ball knocked away. It's off the ref's head by Rhodes.
Yeah, we tend to, and you notice we get in a trap in Jay, and our guys tend to stand and watch. And instead of kind of cutting in an open area or going to the basketball, we're expecting that guy that's getting trapped to find a way to get it out of there.
It is yet another Top Hat Creamery timeout. Let's send it back to the station for 1 minute. Lincoln up 28-19, 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Tyler Saucy to inbounds. Right side of the Danville basket. He looks. Home run ball down the floor to Bivin. Great pass. Bivin layup time. Oh, good fake up and no good. Tip in Cook.
Yeah, Cook right there again. Nice pass by Saucy and nice fake by Bivin. Just couldn't get the layup to go. But man, credit Peyton for always staying around that rim.
Winslow out front, ball knocked away by Conway. Jalen Conway in the game, and he had a backcourt violation. That was good defense by Jalen Conway.
Yeah, I tipped it away, and then Danville tried to pick it up, but as he did, he stepped on the half-court line. So another turnover by Danville, and what a great time to kind of open this thing up a little bit. Jay, a 30-19 with 3:22 left here in the third. You can get this thing to 15 or so by the fourth quarter would be nice.
Polis to inbound in front of the scorer's table. Polis looks. Inbound to Saucy in the backcourt. Polis double-teamed. Ireland in the game. Saucy. Now Conway. Oh, and threw it right to Rhodes. Rhodes knocked down, and they are going to call Polis for the foul.
Yeah, thank goodness, because it was a foul, or he was going to have a layup.
Yeah, the traveling call probably wouldn't have been the best call on that one.
No.
They did knock him down. Fouls on Elijah Polis. And that is his second foul. Team's third of the second half.
It sure looks like from here, Jay, easier said than done. I know we're not down there, but the middle looks to be wide open on this press breaker against this press. And that time we got a guy stranded in front of the student section, and nobody's really cutting to the middle. We're trying to pass way out from the top, and even on the full court, that middle can be open to, looks like easier to get it down court.
You're right. Ball kicked way back and almost thrown away. Ireland gets it, and now he throws it into the new gym.
Yeah.
It went through the hallway into the new gym. It'll be a second before the refs retrieve it. Darren Stevens in the basketball game, number 4 for the Rail Splitters. So we're getting some different looks here tonight from this Lincoln lineup as Polis gets it to Stevens, and now Stevens will try and run it up the floor. Nearly got it knocked away and thrown away to Robinson. Robinson inside to Gouillard. Now he kicks the ball away, and they had a fast break. They bungled up. Robinson looks like he traveled. Ball thrown up, and Cook will sky and grab that rebound.
Got to have somebody in the middle. Now cut.
Down the sideline, inside, layup time, coming, good! And Jake Bivin with the aggressiveness, lays it up, gets fouled, 32-19 the Lincoln lead.
Yeah, times when we've broken it again. That time Saucy cut to the middle and got a free throw line shot. That time Bivin passed and didn't stand and watch. We've been begging him, don't stand and watch, and Bivin did what you're supposed to, cut to the basket, and nice pass by Cook.
That's 4 fouls on Jonathan Ireland. That's going to take him out of the basketball game. So again, they lose size and bulk as they bring in Tahani Jones, a 5'10 junior. They give up quite a bit as Peyton Cook's going to get a seat, get a little bit of a breather, and Jaden Klopp comes in. I don't know how many rebounds Cook has, but it's got to be quite a number.
Yeah, you're right. Our stat man, Andy Fitzpatrick, had the computer go down, so I'm not good enough to do the color and the stats, so we're going to have to check back with Andy after he gets the computer rolling.
Yeah, and I don't have enough fingers and toes, folks, to do the stats and do the play-by-play at the same time. And Lincoln's got him trapped. Almost a 5-second call. He got it to Miles. Miles to Rhodes. In the corner, Goyard. Goyard will throw up the three. Ball on the floor. Jones gets it out of there. Rhodes against Klopp. Good defense by Jaden Klopp. Out front, Robinson. Long three. Front of the iron. No good. Smallest guy on the floor. Grabs the rebound. Ball on the floor. Out front again to Robinson. Robinson kicks to Rhodes. He goes down the lane. Knocks over Stevens. And going to get called for the travel. 2:02 to go here in the third quarter. Lincoln up 32-19. Josh, you're right about the middle being open on the press. If we can get the ball in the middle, we can break that press pretty easy.
Yeah, we got to have guys step up and meet your pass.
Oh, and Bivens nearly had it knocked away. Bivens down the lane. Stevens, layup time. Got it. Got the ball to the middle there, Josh, and boy, what a great pass from Bivens to Stevens, and Stevens finished the play.
Yeah, we've had several of those, and finally guys are not standing after you pass. We're not standing and making sure that guy does something with it. You be a guy that he can pass to.
Jake Bivens is going to sit down. Aiden Gowan comes in a basketball game. A little bit different looking lineup here for the Lincoln Rail Splitters, one we haven't seen so far this year. Jones trapped. Jones to Goyard. Goyard, Rhodes. Rhodes, corner Robinson. Haven't seen much from Robinson. He led them in scoring against Belleville. We haven't seen much from him.
You're right. I was just getting ready to say he's going to start firing here before long.
Rhodes down the lane. Layup time good, and he just basically shoved people out of the way. Lincoln gets the ball inbound. Stevens quickly ahead to Conway and threw the ball away. Another turnover for the Rail Splitters. 34-21. Again, folks, this is a young, inexperienced team, and they're only going to get better, and they'll show you flashes of what they can do. Robinson ahead to Rhodes. Rhodes kicks it across to Miles. 1:11 to go here in the third quarter. Possession arrow favors Danville. Rhodes. Miles, long three. He can shoot it up and good, and he got it. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Giovanni Miles gets the basket. That'll give him 12 as Conway in a hurry. He'll kick it back. Stevens takes it down the lane, gets bumped, lays it up, and good! Nice shot by Darren Stevens. 46 seconds to go in the quarter. And Conway knocked it into the ref. Did he get it in the corner? No! Ball out of bounds. Student section blocked us. But I'll tell you what, good defense by Jalen Conway.
Yeah, he got a tip away and it hit the ref, so it was going to stay in bounds, and then Jalen went to go tip it again, or get it again, and it tipped out on him. But good hustle again, and another deflection by the Railers.
38 seconds to go, now down to 35. Rhodes has it out front. Goyard, and he's grabbed by Jaden Klopp over here right in front of us. And that will be foul number 3, I believe, on Jaden Klopp. That is foul number 3 on Jaden Klopp. 4th on the Rail Splitters here in the second half. 36-24, the Lincoln lead.
Yeah, big stop here.
Josh, you would like to see this lead be double figures going into the fourth quarter. Jones inbounds to Robinson. Robinson, Rhodes trapped. Ooh, nearly stolen by Gowan. Gowan's all over Miles out front. Gowan's all over him. Jones thought about taking it down the lane, then saw the trees and decided to kick it back out. Miles, there's another long three, and that one's nothing but the bottom of the net. Wow, that's 15 for Miles. 10 seconds, under 10 seconds, quickly inbound to Bivens. Bivens threw the ball away to Rhodes. He was there to intercept the pass, lays it up, no good. Ball on the floor, doesn't get it. Ball still all over the place, and Darrell Robinson's jumping, wanted a foul, but at the end of 3, it's Lincoln 36. Danville 27. Let's send it back to the station for a 60-second timeout.
Basketball fans, for those of you that join us a little later on, you see
Lincoln up 36-27 as friends Roger and Sally Gosda right behind the Lincoln bench looking on. We're about to enter quarter number 4. Possession arrow goes to Danville. Josh, you would have liked to have seen that lead be 10 points or better and us have the possession going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're right. Danville got, and really we're probably fortunate they didn't get another basket there late. They got a couple tip outs and a couple tried to tip in offensive rebounds, and the Railers just had enough hands, and Danville just missed enough baskets there to keep this lead at 9.
Darren Stevens going to stay in a basketball game. Tyler Saucy stays on the bench right now. A little bit different look for Lincoln as Rhodes drives down the lane, bulls over Stevens. No call. Rebound to Polis. Polis still in the backcourt, gets it to Stevens. Stevens quickly ahead to Gowan. Gowan to Polis. Polis now will start the Lincoln offense. Biven left wing, out front Polis. Jake Biven has given his team quite a spark tonight. A lot of hustle out of Jake Biven. Biven will drive. Looks back out to Polis. Polis in the corner, Cook working in front of the Lincoln bench. Out front, Stevens. Stevens, another guy who's had a couple of key buckets. Polis, Stevens. Biven goes right down the lane, lays it up and good.
Yeah, that's an aggressive take there. Jake come off the handoff and all the way around the basket, and that was full speed and nice aggressive play there by Biven.
8 for Jake Biven. Peyton Cook, the leading scorer for Lincoln with 12. Miles, and Lincoln knocks it away. Gowan comes up with it. Good defense by the Rail Splitters. Gowan, ball on the floor. Gowan recovers quickly, gets knocked down. What's the call here? And it looks like Lincoln took a timeout. Lincoln was able to get the timeout call, and it's a 30-second timeout. Josh, let's keep it right here. A little bit frantic basketball right there, and again, we
had a guy wide open, and that's one thing Aiden's got to get better at. I can see, notice now, is keeping his head up while he's dribbling and kind of overseeing the field, the court here, because he's had multiple opportunities to pass ahead to an open guy, and he's more kind of concerned about keeping control of that ball.
One thing that coaches talk about, and it's very hard to get young players, I think, to understand, is the basketball. Don't lose it. Don't give up the basketball. The basketball is the most important thing out there. Don't give it up. And sometimes you don't take care of the basketball, it costs you ball games. Going back to that 2013-2014 state team, probably almost unheard of in Illinois high school basketball. That was a team that averaged only 6 turnovers a game.
Yeah.
You take care of the basketball, good things are going to happen to you.
Well, they put 5 guys on the court that can handle and all dribble, pass, and shoot, and what a fun team to watch that was.
Inside to Cook, good pass. Cook, the turnaround up and no good, but he's going to get the foul.
Yeah, nice move by Cook, too. That's as aggressive as move, just kind of fake one way and turn back middle and go up. And I think as he gets a little bit stronger, he probably gets a little bit closer to the rim and finishes with that left hand, and he gets fouled and makes that.
First one, Peyton Cook, up, no good, back of the iron. You know, Josh, we would not have seen that probably out of him last year. The development he's put on some weight.
Yeah.
He's learned how to do some moves inside, and he needs to get probably a little bit stronger at finishing some of them. Once he does, he's going to be a ton.
I don't even know if Coach calls that play for him last year. You know what I mean? It just wasn't going to be.
Second one, up, no good. Biven, what a rebound, up and no good. Oh, Jake Biven with a heck of a rebound. Lincoln up 38-27, 6:30 to go in a basketball game. Miles got to find the shooter, up, no good. Paulus knocking the rebound around, and who ends up with it is Tyler Saucy. And jump ball going to be called, and the possession arrow goes to Lincoln.
Yeah, good battles. And now Danville, you see, starting to hit the offensive glass a little bit more now, Jay. You saw it in the third quarter, and there again, the Railers have got to secure that rebound when we get misses.
And Danville apparently was down to Belleville-Altoff on Monday night when they won that basketball game, so they can come back. Let's just hope we don't see it tonight.
Right.
Saucy, left wing, tries to draw Cook's man out. Saucy, 15-footer, good! Tyler Saucy took it right in, nailed a wide-open 15-footer.
Yeah, his man was almost daring him to do something. He was kind of shutting him off from going to the middle, so Tyler just, nice pickoff.
And a great pickoff by Peyton Cook in the middle. 40-27, the Lincoln lead. Saucy in the backcourt, quickly ahead to Gowan. Gowan still in the backcourt. Saucy, come on, Tyler, get it across half court. He does to Biven, and a timeout taken by Lincoln. An animated timeout taken by Coach Alexander out there. And it'll be a 30-second. We'll keep it right here.
You notice a lot, Jay, and this is a lot of inexperience and youth, but you see a lot of one dribble pickup. one dribble pickup. And, boy, from an early age, I can remember coaches just telling us, do something with the ball. If you do that one dribble pull-up or pickup, you can't dribble again. And I saw Saucy do it there. Really, nobody was guarding him. He dribbled once, picked it up, and then he had to pass from there.
Back in my day, which was a lot earlier than your day, coaches would tell you, look, if you're going to dribble, don't pick it up till you're ready to do something with it.
And I've seen Gowan do that a few times. There's Saucy did it. I've seen Biven do it a few times, and even Paulus. One dribble pickup, and then, boy, you're dead meat after that.
Well, yeah, because then the Sharks are coming like there's blood in the water,
yeah.
and you're going to be in trouble. You're right. 5:44 to go here. Another Top Hat Creamery 30-second timeout taken by Lincoln. Gowan in the backcourt had it stripped away by Robinson, took it right out of his hands. Robinson, the layup, good, and he's fouled. Wow.
Boy, ripped it right away from him.
Ripped it right away, and then the spin move, aggressive spin move in the lane, and if he makes a free throw, that brings Danville within 10 points. 5:38 to go in a basketball game.
Kind of what we were wanting to see, and then Jovan Robinson, just a freshman.
And Jovan Robinson nails the free throw. The foul was on Aiden Gowan. And Lincoln now gets the ball across half court. Out front, Saucy, Biven. Polis are looking inside Cook. Winslow's all over him. Out front, Saucy, take it down the lane. Tyler lays it up and no good. Rebound, Cook up, no good. And might have had a foul or two there in the lane. No call. Robinson will get out of there with the rebound and bring it across the timeline for Danville. Still plenty of time left in this basketball game. Robinson out front. Ireland back in the basketball game with 4 fouls. Winslow slated right there in the top of the key. And inside it, Danville, right. Yeah. Cook knocked it away, but the last player to touch it was Anthony Guillard, and he knocked it out of bounds. And the turnover goes to Lincoln as Jalen Conway reports in at the scorer's table, and he'll replace Aiden Gowan in the lineup. 4:58 to go in a basketball game.
We've seen that a few times where it looks open that they can throw it over the top of Cook, but he's picked one off like a safety, and that time he tipped it, and then it tipped off the Danville guys.
Saucy, Polis, Saucy. Polis in the backcourt, and Polis will get it across the timeline. Conway aggressive down the lane. Good pass to Cook, and Cook got it swatted away. Winslow swatted it back in his face, but Lincoln picks up the basketball. Polis down the lane, lays it up, and it's going to be a foul on the floor.
Yeah, nice little pass there by Conway. I know it got blocked, but I don't mind that, man. And Conway got a guy up to contest him, and nice vision by Jalen.
Foul on Robinson, believe it or not, that's his first. Ball inbounded to Saucy out front. Saucy, Biven, Conway. Out front, Cook. Railer's running a little bit of a weave. Cook looks. Polis, Conway, Saucy in the corner, Biven. Out front, Conway to Polis to Cook. They pulled Cook out now, so nobody patrolling the middle at the moment. Out front, Polis.
Yeah, and here's where Danville kind of gets dangerous, too. They just kind of do that reckless man-to-man where...
Oh, a good pass to Cook. He tried the reverse layup, didn't get it. And the ball goes the other way. Ireland, the long three, no good. Ball, Miles saves it, a great save to Guillard. And Polis takes it away. Elijah Polis, one man to beat, lays it up, and good.
Yeah, nice move there by Paulus. I didn't think he was going to be able to get all the way to the rim, and I thought somebody from Danville was going to come over and try and block it, but big shot there by the senior.
Winslow, 15-footer, back of the iron. All Railers under the basket, and Elijah pulls it away. Paulus, Saucy quickly ahead to Biven. Dangerous cross-court pass. Now to Cook. Cook didn't even look inside, kicks it back out. Paulus going to take it down the lane himself. Left-handed layup, rolls it home. Elijah Paulus comes alive. He's got 8 in the basketball game. Lincoln up 44-30. 3:19 to go.
Huge quick 4 baskets by the senior.
Guillard in the corner. Kicks it back out front. Ireland to Miles. Got to watch him. He's got 15 on the game, all on threes. Ball knocked away by Conway out front. Conway harassing the freshman Robinson. Conway knocks it away from Winslow, and Biven picks it up. Saucy ahead of everybody to Paulus. Paulus thought about it, kicks it back out to Conway. Conway had the ball knocked away. Ball knocked away. It's going to remain Lincoln basketball. With 2:50 to go, 2 substitutions. Rhodes comes back in for Danville. Jones comes in for Danville. Guyard and Ireland going to sit down. Saucy comes out of the game for Lincoln, and Stevens is going to come back in the basketball game for Tyler Saucy. Another Top Hat Creamery 30-second timeout. Josh, we see it in spurts what this team can do, and it's just going to be a matter of putting it consistently together for 32 minutes.
Well, and I don't remember the last time Coach has really used probably 3 to 4 guys off the bench, and really he's had to. You can see some guys really needing a break out there, and he's got a nice little rotation going of 3 to 4 guys coming in off the bench and spelling them, so keeping guys fresh, and Paulus, the senior, with some huge baskets here late.
And we've had one Chris Coyne State Farm three-pointer tonight, that by Aiden Gowan, but a large part of that, Josh, is the fact that Danville plays a lot of defense out front and leaves the middle and the underneath open. We've got a lot of baskets driving to the lane and inside buckets.
Well, and that's nice to see.
Yes.
In the history of Lincoln, as far as I know it, it's always been that kind of live by the 3, die by the 3 mentality, and we've got ourselves in trouble because of that sometimes, where we just keep firing, and I think this team realized we don't have some of those great shooters, but we've got some guys and we've got some numbers that can get to the hole.
Danville, Jones the basketball to Robinson. Miles in the corner to Rhodes. Rhodes on Cook, back out front Miles. 2:34 to go in the basketball game. Robinson out front Miles looked to take that long 3, drives it in the lane. Looks like he might have traveled, and he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be a 2-shotter, it looks like. Let's see. Foul is on Peyton Cook, and I've got that as Peyton is his first foul.
That's what it says, but it sure seems like he's had a couple there. Peyton leading the way for the Railers with 12.
I think he's had a couple where somebody else's number got called.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. Miles, great three-point shooter, but clanked the first one off the back of the iron. Lincoln still up 14.
Got a rebound here.
Yep. Second one up and no good. Ball tipped up, and oh my goodness, tipped by 2 Danville players. Take your pick. It went in the bucket, and that gives them a deuce, and we're up 12. 44-32. Lincoln, the basketball across the timeline to Cook. Cook, good pass in the Biven. Yes!
That play's worked. I don't know if it's a set drawn-up play, but it's a pick up by Conway.
And Conway with a great steal in backcourt. Conway, double team, and a timeout taken by Lincoln.
But Conway is aggressive out there, and he's got good hands. Really provided a nice spurt and kind of given a spell to Gowan, who plays a lot of the point on the press also.
Another Top Hat Creamery timeout taken by Lincoln. I believe this one's going to be a full one because I think he may be out of 30-second timeouts. I've been keeping track of the timeouts. Again, I only got so many fingers and toes, folks.
Well, and Coach this isn't normally his way of controlling the game. He likes to hold those timeouts, but we've gotten ourselves, and I think you'll see that some this year, Jay Moore, where he's got to, especially late in the game, he's got to preserve that possession because we're getting ourselves in trouble, we're getting in traps, and we can't afford those turnovers.
That's true. If Coach was able to carry over timeouts from games from year to year, he could probably take several games off his timeout. Well, he keeps them.
And two, remember, you're getting a timeout every 4 minutes because of the mass timeout.
Yes.
So really, you're getting 4 timeouts on top of the 5 that you get for a game.
So Lincoln breaks from their coach. Lincoln will have the basketball with 2:03 to go and a 14-point lead. Josh, now does Danville throw on that frantic pressure we talked about earlier? And, well, they knocked Conway down.
No, they've got to do something. I think they're going to try.
Polis, and they've actually got a couple fouls to give according to the scoreboard, so it'll be a while before we get into bonus. Stevens out front, Conway. And look at, I'm surprised they're not pressuring just a little bit more with 1:45 to go in a basketball game, and they've got fouls to give.
Well, here's where the Railers can't be too.
Oh,
yeah, I'm saying not being aggressive. You still got to go to the hole here.
I don't know about that one. That one was knocked out of bounds, I thought, by Winslow, and they called it out of bounds off Stevens. So Lincoln turns the basketball over with 1:40 to go and up 14. Danville still in their backcourt. Miles kicks it across to Robinson. Miles out at the volleyball line. He, I think, was thinking about shooting it.
Yeah, you know, Miles and Robinson are thinking about it.
Rhodes will take the long three himself. Round in, it rolls down, and that'll cut the lead to 11, 46-35. Minute 15 to go. Stevens the basketball. Oh, almost traveled in the backcourt.
That's a great example of a one dribble pickup with no reason to pick it up there. He had plenty of room to operate.
Conway, to Stevens. Looking for Cook inside, and Stevens threw the ball right to Rhodes. Rhodes is going to take it on home against Polis. Polis going to get called for the foul with 56 seconds to go, and the Lincoln lead 11.
Yeah, Darren's got a bad habit right now of taking one dribble and pick it up. He did it here. He does it down there again on the half court offense, where if he doesn't have anything, just keep your dribble and dribble it back out where you've got an option to do something. He's just getting himself in trouble.
Well, the other thing is, if nobody's near you, keep dribbling it around, or get as far away from the defense as you can, because time is your friend, right? If you keep the clock running, it's your friend.
Yeah, and we've kind of gotten away from going to the hoop too.
Right.
When this aggressive defense comes calling, or Vikings start putting that on, the more you pass out top, the more they just get hungry and hungry to try and jump those passes.
First one by Rhodes is down. Lincoln lead 10, 46-36. 56 seconds to go. Rhodes will knock the second one down. And Danville will call timeout.
Quick five there by Rhodes.
Danville's going to take a full timeout. Let's send it back to the station for a 30-second timeout. We'll be back with the conclusion of this basketball game in just 30 seconds. Less than a minute to go in the basketball game. Clock in the red. Well, clock's always in the red. When I was a kid, the clock went into the red. That shows you how old I am, Josh.
Well, I noticed when you said the new gym, when I came to school, it was called the old gym, or the back gym, I guess it was.
What's that make this? If that's the old gym, what's that make this one, buddy?
I guess that was a back gym.
46-37, the Lincoln lead, 56 seconds to go. Possession arrow favors Danville. Danville is in the bonus. Lincoln needs, basically 2 more fouls to even get to the bonus from Danville. So Danville's got fouls to give. Home run ball thrown ahead to Polis. Polis will take it to the goal, lays it up, and missed the layup. 50 seconds to go in a basketball game. Danville is going to look to shoot the three and figure Miles against the Lincoln defense. And he traveled. Ball kicked out of bounds by Conway. And the ball will stay with Danville, 46-37. Josh got to cover their shooters. They can knock down a couple of threes.
Yeah, and you got to rebound. You got to think long shot, long rebound. And the Railers, if you get them a chance to miss, you got to secure that rebound. And think they're coming to foul. Because, as you said, they got fouls to give yet.
Good play previously on the Lincoln end. Polis just was and an attempted slam dunk by Winslow. Ball on the floor. Clock still running, and the ball thrown off of Jake Bibben. And so Jake walked that one off because that caught him in the midsection.
Didn't bother him.
No.
He's a tough dude, man. I like the way Jake plays. He's around the ball a lot of time. He's got good footwork. You can tell he's a guy that's out in the soccer field, and he's tough under there.
Miles inbounds the basketball. Rhodes, a good move in the lane. No good. Cook the rebound, and Cook is tied up, and there's going to be a foul, I believe, called on Danville. And we've got Miles, and he took one to the one to the midsection as well.
It got caught a little worse than Jake did, I think.
So Lincoln the basketball, right side of the Danville bucket, looking to get it inbounds, gets it inbounds to Cook, Cook to Stevens, Stevens ahead to Polis, Polis to Stevens, Stevens ahead to Conway, we're across the half-court line, in the corner Cook. Danville's going to have to chase or foul. Out front Bibben, Jake Bibben waits for him to come get him. Bibben down the lane, kicks it left wing Cook. Lincoln going to run this one out. 3, 2, one. The student section starts to cheer. The adults rise to their feet, and a jump ball called at the center line. It looked like that probably was going to be a foul, and Neil Alexander, I think, thought it was a foul. But looks like that's going to be academic with 0.8 of a second. Ball up in the air, no good. And the final score will be Lincoln 46, Danville 37. That breaks the tie of undefeated teams in the Green Pool here in the Eaton tournament. And Lincoln will go 2-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the postgame show. Gymnasium, a good Wednesday night crowd filing out. Go home and make their final preparations for the Thanksgiving holiday tomorrow. Jay Harden along with Josh Komnick, where Lincoln wins at 46-37. And Josh, we were taking a look at it. That puts Lincoln now 2-0 in the Green Pool. And based on everybody else's record, I don't know, is there any way we don't get in the championship game on Saturday night?
I don't think so, because you've got Friday, the Railers will play Belleville Altoff, who's 0-2. So if just to say they would happen to beat us, that puts them 1-2. That puts us 2-1. Danville can only get to 2-1. Plus, you go head-to-head, so we've beat them.
If head-to-head's the tiebreaker, we're in. I don't see any other way. And I think after tonight, there's probably no way that Belleville West does not get into the championship game on. So it looks like it's probably going to be us and Belleville West come championship game on Saturday night. That'll be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, and as you said, let's go through the schedule there for Friday, Jay. Well, a lot of people got the day off, so you can come out to Roy S. and check out a lot of basketball. Cahokia and Danville at 3 o'clock. 4:45 is Mahomet Seymour, an opponent the Railers will see 2 more times in the Apollo. They're taking on Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin. Belleville West and Champaign Centennial at 6:30 and 8:15-ish. Probably going to be more like 8:30, 8:45 with all those games going on. But Lincoln and Belleville Altoff have the late one. And as we just talked about, if the Railers got to like our chances there to go 3-0 and hopefully Saturday night for the championship.
You know, they've shut the scoreboard down, folks, and of course Andy Fitzpatrick had his computer go down. But if my memory is right, Brian Cook.
It might happen a few times this year.
Yeah, it might maybe. Peyton, he's starting to play. You know, Peyton Cook, I believe, had 12. Elijah Paulus had 10. And I think for them, they had a couple guys in double figures. Miles had 15 or 17. I believe Rhodes had 11 or 13, somewhere right in there. Hey, check the Lincoln Daily News. Guarantee she'll have all of the rundown of the scoring, and by the time Andy goes back through the film and tallies up the stats, she may even have the PDF of that. But Lincoln wins tonight 46-37. Josh, another step in the development of this young team. Again, we see a young team that shows you in flashes what they can do. They show you in flashes what they need to work on. But this was a good experience for them tonight to play a team that's got some quickness, put some pressure on them, and see how they reacted. The other thing is, Coach is getting a lot of guys in and out of the basketball game at this point in time.
Yeah, I think, when you've got the opportunity to set up a schedule and a tournament to how you want it, you want to see different brands of basketball early on. And we've seen two different brands. And, really, Jay, I mean, we gave up 37 tonight and 33 on Monday. So I think Coach is happy with his defensive effort. Obviously, the turnovers were a problem tonight, but that when you see that kind of pressure for the first time, that's going to be a work in progress this year. But again, we got Danville got to that 9-point deficit about midway through the third, and the Railers found ways just to kind of keep that 9, 11, 12, and then Danville came back a little bit in the fourth there, and again, two big baskets by the senior Paulus, and we kind of kept that comfortable lead.
Yeah, I thought there was a point in the third quarter, and you may have too, where there was a point where you thought, hey, we can kind of break them right here. This will be a point. If we get a couple buckets here, a couple stops here, we'll break them, and that'll pretty much put this game. But they came back, and that's part of having a young and inexperienced team is being able to recognize when you can break a team and put them away. Yeah,
and we did it. We made some plays down the stretch. We handled the ball enough. Obviously there were some things that weren't the best, but room to improve. And I think that's going to be something that Coach Al is going to be harping on all year. Is that we've got room to improve. We're not going to be playing that perfect brand of basketball, and that's what keeps practice. Like you said, you got guys that are coming in off the bench and are working these guys in practice, and different guys can come in if somebody's not having that great night.
Well, and we know we got 23 games in last year, but let's be real honest. Last year was disjointed for all of us. If you had to work and you work from home, I mean, it was just different. It didn't feel quite right. I think this team will be better off to kind of get back to some form of normality where, you're practicing in November, you're playing games around Thanksgiving, and you go through a normal season rather than having to have that kind of disjointed season that they had last year with maybe a limited practice time. I see the head man in charge and his Diet Coke making his way up to our location.
Wasn't too long of a post-game speech by Coach Al, so he's either ready to get out of here because I'm sure he spent a few hours in this place the last couple of days getting everything ready, or he was pretty pleased with the effort by the Railers.
Maybe he got the plumbing issue fixed, too.
Or needs to get to it.
Or that could be, too. Coach and his Diet Coke are about to join us here this evening. He's got it.
All right. Hey, this is his first year of coaching, so this is the first time he's been on the radio.
He's not gone through the broadcasting like we have.
Yeah, experience here.
Hey, good evening, sir. You look a little tired, but Josh and I have been talking. You've got a young team, probably one of the most, at least for varsity minutes, least experienced teams you had coming in, and we see flashes periodically of what they can do during games and other things that you've got to work on. But you've got to be pleased. 37 points they held Danville to, and at times made some good plays.
Well, yeah, it'll wear me out. But, we got a lot to learn. Again, they haven't played this type of pressure. We can't show that pressure in practice, but I don't think there can be another team that can pressure us like that the rest of the year. It was 32 minutes of in your face, and, we turned it over a lot. But I'll tell you what, this group's going to fight you tooth and nail to the end, and You know, I think we guard, considering the fact of how much time we spent on our defense. I'm really pleased with our defense because we have spent very, very little time. We're trying to get them caught up to where we can handle things like we're doing right here, the full court pressure, being able to handle it and everything. So, but that's a good basketball team, and you know, 10 hit the threes tonight. You know, 3 hit them Monday night, and 5 was just a strong player that was very fundamentally sound. And you know, we just don't understand what we got to do. Playing in something like this, you just have to play. We have several options in our press breaker. They're not always going to be there. Sometimes you got to be a basketball player and make plays, and it's going to take us a while to learn that. So, you know, yeah, but I'm telling you, those kids fought hard, and they're fun to watch. You're a little dangerous in the crowd here early, but hopefully we'll get that all squared away, and then it'll be a little bit easier.
Well, Coach, early on, you talk about early, but early on it looked like it was a focus to get Peyton the ball for the first couple plays in the first quarter, and then he did the same thing in the third, and he's a different player than he was last year.
Well, he had a good game tonight, and the thing is we look for him is to have some consistency. We want that Friday and Saturday, and you know, if he turns out and plays like that, we're a threat inside. And, you know, we got some easier layups late in the game, and again, we decided to start playing where we just pass and cut and look for a give and go. And, you know, basic fundamental basketball that you should learn when you're playing under you. Teach them how to play.
Yeah.
And, you know, but it's I tell you, what people will see in this team come the middle of February will be a totally different team. And I think that's what excites us coaches, is a challenge to us to bring them along. But you will see a totally improved team as this year goes on.
Yeah, you can see, Coach, almost a tentativeness to make a mistake rather than just being aggressive. And I try to tell guys and kids and all that, if you're going to make a mistake being aggressive. Well, you can see a lot of one dribble pickups, and then I'm messed. You know, I don't have anywhere to go with it, and that's something, a learning curve. Hopefully that will come.
Yeah, and you know they've done a very, very good job of it, and I'm excited for them. I just, you know, we're taking them one at a time. We'll work out in the morning for a little bit and talk to them about that game's over. You've got to look to the next one, because we can't just think we can show up and be okay, because we can't do that. We have to be ready to play every night.
Well, Coach, too, we were talking about early on in the pregame. It's been a long time since you haven't had a point guard that you kind of really just had a full amount of trust in that can get you into your offense, and you know, it's going to break that press man-to-man that you just tell everybody to clear out and they get out of the way. I mean, Dylan was that guy for 3 years, and you've had several others for a long time.
Max Cook for 3, so
yeah,
6 or 7 years.
That could really do it and make the right decisions for you, which now it's going to be more of a collective team guy.
Yeah, and we'll be okay. Again, it's just we just got to keep plugging away, and I think these guys, they want to learn, and I think the 2 games that we had, I think Jake Bivens has had an outstanding start, and right now I would pick him to finish at the rim, probably as good as anybody we got. And you know, in our offense, you have to be able to finish at the basket, and he's big, strong. He gets up high on it, and I've really been impressed with his work here in the early part.
Jalen Conway, I thought, and Aiden Gallen, too, gave you some quick hands, some quickness out front. Got a few tips, got a few balls knocked away. I thought our defense was pretty good tonight. It made them hesitate quite a bit. Yeah, the Miles kid got, 5 or 6 threes during the game, and he was able to hit a few threes, but that's a team that put up 83 points against Belleville-Altough. You held them 37.
Well, you know, we got to be in these type of games, and we're going to be in close games throughout the year. It's not going to be something that we're going to score 60, 70 points, because we're not. We're just not that type of team. But I'm telling you, they play hard, they guard, they're strong. and they're going to get better. And I'm really happy with the first. We needed games. It's hard to tell where you're at after 2 weeks of practice. The kids are getting bored, and it's hard to motivate them. Now they got something to look for. Now we got something. Hey, remember what happened here? We got to get better at this. So it's exciting for the coaching staff.
Tell us what we might see Friday night from Belleville Altoff.
Very similar. They got a little more length. I think Danville beat them, 83 to 78.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll be much better, and it's just very similar. But they're longer, taller, longer arms, and they're going to press, and they're going to try to get up and down the floor. So we'll have to train, and, our goal, we have to force team. If we let them score, I don't know how many points we gave up on our turnovers. And that's what turnovers, I'd rather them throw it up in the stand, and we can set our defense and give them a steal and a layup, or a 5-second violation. And I'd rather see that than throw it to them and let them go down 2-on-1 and shoot layups. And because our defense, even with about 1:30 to go, I think we made them run off about 30 seconds just to find a shot.
Yeah.
And that's really important and impressive to us. Consider us, you know how much time we spend on defense, and I'll tell you, if we spent 15 minutes a day on our defense the last 2 weeks, that'd been a lot.
Coach, I tell you what, this is a fun team to watch, and it's a fun team to watch grow, knowing they came in with a lack of experience in varsity minutes, and seeing them grow as individuals and as a team. And we've seen quite a bit of growth from game 1 to game 2. And I think you're right. We're going to see a much different team in February than we see right now.
Oh, well, you better. You better. The turnovers, Josh, turnovers to me is a 6-point play.
I don't know if you heard the crowd, but they were starting to get a little bit nervous about the 6-second count every time we were bringing the ball up the floor.
Yeah, I mean, again, those are little things that they're so scared of the pressure. They don't look down the sideline. And when we started looking down, kicking it down the sideline and making basket cuts, we were shooting layups. And, that'll come when they get more confident with it and so forth. Those things will happen. So,
well, Coach, thanks for joining us on the post-game show. Congratulations on another victory here at Lincoln High School and quality teams in this round-robin tournament. We got to watch part of the Griffin-Belleville West game. That was a good game between two teams. There's no easy wins in this tournament.
Absolutely not. There ain't no easy wins throughout this school year. So we'll give it the best shot we got. And, the only thing we ever ask of kids is that they play together, play hard, and have fun. And if they do that, we've done our job.
Thanks for joining us on the post-game show. We'll let you go, Coach, and wrap things up here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Thank you, Neil Alexander. Victorious tonight here. 46-37 over the Danville Vikings.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving,
Same
Joe.
to you guys. Everyone out there, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so
we'll,
enjoy the day tomorrow.
Be back Friday for 8:15 start.
You're going to bring us a turkey sandwich Friday night. We probably need it.
Yeah, they're probably being left at our house.
Thanks, Coach. Well, Josh, 46-37. That wraps it up here from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Your final thoughts?
Well, any win's a good win, and as Coach said, they will get better. The more reps they have, and just the more game situations that they're put in, and they're going to be put in a lot. I don't have the schedule in front of me. Actually, I do, but there's probably, he maxes out the schedule every year, so you're looking at 30 games.
And the thing is, if you look at that schedule, there's some really quality opponents on there. Quincy's on there, maybe in anticipation of going back to the CS8. A lot of CS8 opponents on there, and the CS8 has always been a very strong league. This team's going to have some growing to do, but there's also going to be a lot of teaching moments this year for this squad.
Yep, 2-0, and look to go 3 on Friday.
That's right. Our next broadcast will be Friday night from Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium as we take on the Belleville Altoff Crusaders. That game is slated to tip off at 8:15, as Josh said earlier. With 4 games on the schedule, we don't know if it's going to tip off exactly at 8:15, as we see Landon Hollinger down there near the center line. That's going to wrap it up here from Roy S. Anderson. Lincoln wins 46-37. Join us on Friday night's broadcast. I expect the pregame show start maybe about 7:45. And we'll wrap it up here for my broadcast partner, Josh Combeck, for station manager Jim Ash, studio producer Director Lloyd Kirby for the Winnie Ransdale running the board back at the station. This is Jay Hart once again. Lincoln wins tonight 46-37, 2-0 in the Green Pool of the Eaton Tournament. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast and know that Railer Nation enjoyed the outcome. Please patronize our sponsors. Say thank you for allowing us to bring you Lincoln Railer basketball. From Lincoln, Illinois, good evening, everyone. It's time to send you back to the Classic Rock Experience on the Nighttime Fix 96. Good night, and thanks for listening.